Good evening, everyone. Welcome. We are so glad to have you here at A Night to Rebuild. We are still beginning at 6:30. This is just a little early message to let you know that all of our wine-related items are now officially open, including our wine frenzy and the live auction items that include wine, which are a few. And all of the live auction is now open because in this new format, we do things just slightly differently. The live auction will happen live during our program, but right now you can begin to bid on all of the live auction and the wine frenzy. We're so glad to have you here. And yes, as Alex says, ooh, let's get some wine. We'll be back at 6:30 to begin. So nice to see you all and welcome. again, everyone, and welcome. We are so glad to have you here at Night to Rebuild. And I will just say, don't worry, we're still looking at a 6:30 start time in just a few minutes. However, we have a very special guest who agreed to stop by early and offer some party assistance to begin this party. This person actually happens to be the brother-in-law of our executive director and has been a bartender at the legendary Driftwood Lounge in Portland, Oregon, which is a cocktail lounge that's been around since the 1950s. Personally, I have been to the Driftwood just once, and it is one of the most incredible cocktail experiences that you will ever have. So we are so fortunate, and I'm excited, because Brian Lucas is here to show us how to make a couple of special cocktails just for this evening. Brian, thank you and welcome. Please teach us what we need to know.
Hello, my name is Brian Lucas, and I am a bartender from Portland, Oregon. You might have seen me behind the bar at Pok Pok, which is a Thai restaurant, a furry izakaya Japanese restaurant. Most recently, Driftwood, which is a really fun kind of retro cocktail bar. So the first drink I am going to show you is the Old Fashioned. So let's get started. So the ingredients that you need for an Old Fashioned, first off, Angostura bitters. Pretty much every liquor store will have this. It is the most ubiquitous bitter in the world. Yellow cap, white label, smells like clove and cinnamon. You will need simple syrup. This will probably be the only thing that you'll have to make in this process. Just equal parts sugar, equal parts water. Put it on your stove, stir it up until it incorporates, and you have simple syrup. And then lastly, of course, the whiskey. I have Buffalo Trace here. I think it's a really nice mid-shelf bottle. You don't have to break the bank for it. It's widely available, and it makes a great drink. So let's get started. First up, the bitters. We're gonna do 2 dashes. Okay, and then the simple syrup. We're gonna do a 1/4 ounce of simple syrup, which is going to be the 1/2 tablespoon. Then lastly, 2 ounces of whiskey. And again, 2 ounces is a 1/4 cup. So just add that in. And then if you have an ice machine at home, awesome. If you don't, I like to make ice in my ice trays, put it in a little bag here so I'm not struggling with an ice tray as I'm trying to make some drinks here. And we're just gonna get a couple ice cubes, drop it in, take our chopstick, we're gonna stir. Typically you wanna stir for roughly 20 seconds. 15 is good, 25 is fine. I'm gonna throw in 1 more ice cube to help keep it cold. Let's do 2 more. Ice is your friend behind the bar. Then lastly, we're gonna take an orange, any vegetable peeler you got, and we are just going to get a nice big orange peel. We just want the nice zest that you get from citrus. Squirt right on top. You'll see some people kind of rub the rim on it. We're not looking for that because it adds bitter flavors that we don't want. And there you go. That's an Old Fashioned for you. All right, next, let's do the whiskey sour. So for whiskey sour is a shaken cocktail. I'm going to be using a mason jar today because I kind of want everybody at home to see what's going on here. So a whiskey sour has very simple ingredients. It has the same simple syrup that we use for the Old Fashioned. It has lemon juice. I squeezed some lemon juice just a bit ago. And then, believe it or not, it's got whiskey. So let's get started. So the whiskey sour, typically you're going to use 3/4 ounces of simple syrup. Again, if you don't have this fancy jigger here, we're just going to use measuring spoons. So 3/4 ounces actually equals 1.5 tablespoons. So Here's 1 tablespoon and a half. Just like that. And then we're also going to do the same amount with lemon juice. So 3/4 ounces or 1.5 tablespoons. There's 1 tablespoon and a half. And then thankfully, we're still using 2 ounces of whiskey. So we're gonna use the 1/4 cup again. All right, we're gonna add some ice. So one of the most important things when you are making a shaken drink is to shake it for as hard as you can. We're not looking to, when I was learning how to bartend, I had a bartender tell me you're trying to wake the drink up, you're not trying to rock it to sleep. So we're gonna shake it really hard for about 8 seconds. Now, I do have a strainer here. We're just gonna strain the ice out. You can keep the ice in if you want. It's totally up to you, but I don't like ice in my whiskey sour. And there you have it, whiskey sour. Tastes like one too. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining in on this little happy hour, and hope you enjoyed the drinks.
Good evening again, everyone, and welcome to our Night to Rebuild, our annual Rebuilding Together Seattle Gala. We are so excited to have so many of you here, and I will tell you that there are many of us gathered. There are over 70 screens, which means we figure that there are at least twice that many people, so maybe 140 or 50 or more of us all starting to be together. And Tiffany, we're so glad that you did find the bidding, because that is important. As we begin this evening, we want to pause and acknowledge another important thing, which is that we gather today on the ancestral lands, the ancestral homelands of the Coast Salish people, who have lived here in the Salish Sea Basin through the San Juan Islands and the North Cascades since time immemorial. And we would like to express our deepest respect and gratitude for our indigenous neighbors, the Duwamish, the Suquamish, the Nisqually, and the Snoqualmie, and the Muckleshoot tribes for their enduring care and protection of our shared lands and waterways. And if you happen to be joining us from beyond the Salish Sea and this part of the world, please consider clicking on this link that we're about to share with you, and you can find out the native peoples in the area that you are in right now. So, thank you all so much for being here to support Rebuilding Together Seattle at this, our Night to Rebuild. We are so grateful to all of you for arriving, and more people are showing up right now. We now have 75 screens, so now we know that there's 150 or 60 or 70 of us all together. We're really we're so grateful. And tonight we gather because together is in our name, and it is together that we can support our friends and neighbors and ensure that people are safe and comfortable in their homes. Because when we work with our neighbors and when we ensure that everyone is safe and comfortable, our whole community is uplifted. And that is what we do. We provide safe and healthy home repairs to our neighbors who are in need. Now, it is possible that you have not been to a party quite like this. This is the kind of party. Hi, Jenny. Yes, it is great to see you as well. This is a new and different kind of party because, we're gathering in this new and different kind of way. So here are just a couple of helpful party tips so that you can enjoy yourself. The first thing is that you are watching on some sort of screen, like a laptop or maybe a desktop, or maybe you have one of those big smart screens. I know that Betsy and Tim are watching on one device and they maybe have a World Series game on another device, so they are already familiar with having multiple devices. And I just want to encourage all of you to also be logged into our auction software, which is GiveSmart, because our auction software is where you're going to find our amazing live auction items and the opportunity to support Rebuilding Together. And I can tell you that many people are already bidding in our live auction. So if you're not yet registered, you can text Night to Rebuild to 76278, and then you will get an easy link that will allow you to register for GiveSmart, and that will allow you to bid on things and bid against other people. And thank you. We're so glad. Thank you, TSP. Welcome as well. And hi, Natalie. We're so glad. Hi, Joe. We're also glad that you're here. So as you are logging in, you will want to start bidding on items, and I just want to remind you about a feature called auto bid, because when you use auto bid, you get the benefit of the computers bidding for you against other people. You simply tell the computer what you want your top bid to be, and then it will bid for you up to that amount, and it can bid very quickly because it's a computer. And that is a good way to ensure that you are the top bidder at the end of the live auction, because we are going to have a real live auction here in just a couple of minutes. You'll see. Because I can already tell you that David Kimmelman is currently the top bidder on that Saturday Night Wines from the board. And Meredith, you're doing really well on the Sunset Boat Tour. Larry, you're currently got the Bird's Eye View Tour. And Caleb is going to Roslyn. Nicely done, Caleb. Oh, don't tell people about the auto bid, Sylvia. Sorry, I spilled the beans. Too bad. All right, the other thing that you can probably see is that many people are joining us here in the chat, and we would really like to have all of you come and join us in the chat. Because one, we want to be all together because we're rebuilding together. And two, we are going to have fun, games, and surprises. Sam, I see what is happening. That's actually totally possible, Sam. All you have to do is have really fast thumbs. So you're right. But come join us in the chat. And if you are not already here with us in the chat, it's really easy to join us. You just have to create a free YouTube account. And YouTube calls its free accounts channels. Don't be afraid. You won't be on TV. That's just what YouTube calls their accounts, but it's really just a free account. You got to create a free YouTube channel in order to join us in the chat. And then once you do join us in the chat, please make sure that you select live chat at the top of the chat bar. You want to select live chat, not top chat, because when you are live chat, you will get to see all of the conversation, and it is much more likely that you will be successful in winning our games and prizes and surprises that are going to be happening right here in the chat. Final just party tip. If at any point you need some party assistance and you're just like, oh my goodness, please help me with this party because I want to have more fun. No worries. Just email us at info@rtsseattle.org and we will email you back and tell you how you can have even more fun. Like maybe you need some help with bidding or you need help with YouTube or maybe you just want to talk to somebody about a home renovation project. No, we're actually not ready to answer home renovation project questions at this time. But please do reach out to us about any party-related questions or about the gala and we will help you out. Okay, so now, I am so curious. So many people are joining us. Gus, how are you? Caleb, how are you? Would you mind just letting us know what you are eating or drinking right now at home in the chat? And could you do it with emojis? Because emojis are really fun and actually easier than typing out all the words of the things that you are eating or drinking. Is anybody having anything that they like delicious during this party? And you can see that the emojis are just, right down at the bottom of the chat bar. You can see right where it is. We're so curious. What are you having? What are you drinking? And, ooh, pizza, steak, delicious. I want both of those things, sometimes even combined. And you could add chicken, that's fine. Oh, wow, I love it. Somebody is having pasta, beer, and cake all at the same time. Brian, wine, good. A pumpkin, oh my goodness, that's delicious. And cookies. Elephants? Oh, wow, this is quite a party. Meatloaf, wine, okay, great. Everybody, perfect. You can see you're having lovely things. I'm so glad. And Brian, I'm sorry that that's not working out for you, but you have to actually select the emoji. You're doing the right thing, though. Brian is showing you that if you use the colon in the chat, you can quickly find an emoji that you are looking for. I want to give you one more pro tip, which is this. If at any time you have any difficulty with YouTube, please hit refresh and ensure that the live with the red dot is showing, because that means that you are actually live with us and not existing a few or many seconds in the past. This will become, ooh, Patrick, whoa, lots of delicious things. You want to be right with us because especially when we get to the live auction, it'll be really important because if you're not, well, it's going to be hard to be successful in the live auction. Okay, as we are thanking all of these amazing people, whoa, bacon and cocktails all together? Kyle, that looks incredible. I want to do that. We want to thank our funding partners who have made it possible for us to be here and for all of their incredible support of rebuilding together. So would you please help me in thanking our amazing funding partners and especially our presenting partner, Clark Construction and the Clark Lewis joint venture. If you would give them a virtual round of applause, you can put the clapping emoji, or you can write the word applause, or you can raise a glass like Katrina's doing, or you can put hearts like that, or you can put sailboats, which is also very good. And we also want to thank our gold level sponsors. We want to thank Salal Credit Union and the Master Builders Association of King and Snohomish Counties. And we want to thank, yes, cheers, says Cigar. And we want to thank our silver level sponsors, the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Homebridge Financial Services, and Dean Blackholm Landscape Design. Dean Backholm Landscape Design. Thank you so much to our amazing funding partners and our bronze funding partner, Swinnerton Construction, for your incredible help. We are so grateful. And so many people are giving uproarious and yet silent because it's virtual, sign of their thanks. So thank you, funding partners. We are so grateful. Sam is giving you a big smile, and Doug is giving you all of the confetti, and we just are so grateful to you, our funding partners, for helping us. We have one little special gift that we want to give to all of you. This is sort of like a door prize. It's a little thing we would like to offer to all of you for arriving this evening. Maybe we'll call it a screen prize. But we're gonna give you one of two, and we're gonna give one of two to everyone. We're gonna just choose one all together. We have created two possible Zoom backgrounds, and we would like all of you to vote on which of these two Zoom backgrounds you would all like to be gifted, and all of our Rebuilding Together staff will use these Zoom backgrounds during their official staff Zooms for some period of time, like a week or two at least. But you all get one. However, the question is, which one will you choose? Now, there is the option to vote right inside GiveSmart, and you want to go to where you get to vote for the green or for the blue. And then later, we will send all of you one of those two Zoom backgrounds. So go. It does cost $1 to vote because this is also a fundraiser. And, you know, that's part of what we're doing. It is so please go vote on which Zoom background you'd all like. And while you are doing that, there are just a couple of other amazing people that we need to thank. We need to thank our amazing board members. Would you please give our board members a huge round of applause? Board members, thank you for helping gather us all today, and thank you for all of the work that you do. And to the staff of Rebuilding Together Seattle, can you give it up for the incredible staff of Rebuilding Together? And if you want to just write the word clap or applause or put some emoji that shows how you feel about the staff, please do that in our chat. And yes, thank you, board members, Alex and Cigar and Brian. Yes, and yes, clap, and way to go, Dan Blair and all the board. Exactly, we feel the same. Hearts and claps and clapping with lots of exclamation points and thumbs up and all of those things. Board members, we are so thankful. And also to our planning committee, we really want to thank our planning committee for all of their help in putting this together. Many claps, and I think maybe that's an air kiss from Brian, maybe, or it's just a happy face. It's something good. So thank you. And I just want to say that you are all voting on the blue and the green, and right now it looks like the blue is really doing very well. So if somebody wants the green to be the selection, you want to get in there and vote right now, because a little bit later we will decide which of those two Zoom backgrounds we will gift to all of you. And now, as many of you are aware, the work of Rebuilding Together happens in so many ways, but it is largely through volunteer experts and rebuilders that we are able to accomplish so much. And throughout this party time together, we have the great privilege of meeting a couple of our volunteer rebuilders. And so I would like to introduce you to a couple from West Seattle who have been helping Rebuilding Together for the last 3 years. They have worked on a number of projects, and including having led our house captains through other and done some of those house captain programs, and doing our Building a Healthy Neighborhood initiative. So would you please give a huge virtual welcome to Steve and Katrina Kennard. Steve and Katrina, hi, welcome, how are you?
Thank you, Ian. It's so good to be here. Thanks for that nice intro. I'm Steve Kennard.
I'm Katrina Kennard.
And we are happy to share with everyone tonight what makes RTS so special for us. We have been volunteering since 2017, and we were looking for a way at that time to connect with our community around the housing situation. Everyone knows how tough it is in Seattle to deal with the cost of housing and to maintain our homes in an affordable way with the price of construction. So we were looking for a way to volunteer and be part of the community in that way.
Yes, and I would also say that we really love the focus on aging in place that RTS has for seniors, and keeping them safe while home was just really resonated for us too. And our son got a job down at the Silicon Valley chapter, and we were so excited for him. And then we discovered there's an RTS Seattle. So that was the beginning for us.
Yeah, and immediately once we started on our own connecting on these projects instead of being in a large group like we were in Silicon Valley, we had a chance to meet people and figure out that the folks that are asking for this help, they want to be part of the work. They want to talk to us. They wanted to be, in some cases, working right alongside of us. And that really made us feel connected to our community in ways that we wouldn't have been able to feel connected before.
Yeah, I agree. And it's so rewarding to be able to do even what might appear to be the simplest of projects, installing handrails and safeguards in bathrooms for seniors against falling, or fixing a gate so somebody can get outside and visit with neighbors easily and not have to go down a steep set of stairs.
Yeah, and we had a homeowner who wanted to work with us side by side. We sat and painted fences together, her fence around her property, and then one day we sprayed some hornets because she had an issue and we wanted to take care of it. And it just was, we were her team for a couple of days, and it was really fun to be connected in that way.
Yeah, and she just appreciated it so much. Made us lunch one day.
Yeah,
that was a good day. Yeah, but that's enough about our story. Let's get back to the important work tonight, Ian.
Thank you, Steve and Katrina, for sharing, and thank you so much for being here. We're so excited to have you. I now get to introduce another person, and I'll just say before I introduce this person, he's definitely the kind of person that it would be really great to have a drink with, you know. And in years past, we have gathered for the beer and wine tasting, and unfortunately, he really hasn't had the opportunity to have a drink with much of anyone because he's been really busy working during the beer and wine tasting. But tonight, of course, things are just a little different, and so we thought maybe collectively we could offer him a drink. And we would love to know if you would like to offer him beer or wine or a cocktail. And we could really offer him any of those things, but we need you to help us by voting. And you can see that there is the opportunity to vote on what drink we should give our amazing leader. And right now, it looks like people want to give Caleb a cocktail, but some people want to give him a beer, and I'm just going to ask if that gets refreshed, it's even going to be a little bit of a different number, because you'll see that, I see someone, still people doing beer, cocktail, I don't know, looks like Caleb, wine, it might not be in your future, but if you vote right now, we can all give a drink to Caleb. And I'll just tell you, if you are not familiar with this individual, he is a guy who claims, or denies, depending on the day, that being a father of two giant man-child toddlers who are 1 and 3 is actually much harder than his Peace Corps assignments in North Africa and Central Asia. And despite the tagline of the toughest job you'll ever love, he has been an amazing part of the Rebuilding Together staff for the past 7 years, the past 4 of which he has been our executive director, coming off of maybe a full night's sleep, who knows, with those 2 young men in his life. Would you please welcome the one and only Caleb Marshall. Caleb, how are you? Welcome. We're so glad you're here.
Thank you, Ian, and good evening, Rebuilders. Whether you're a first-time caller or a long-time listener, we're so glad you chose to spend your Friday evening with us. I mean, let's be honest, though, this really isn't all that different than a normal COVID Friday, right? I mean, beer or wine in one hand, streaming a video, maybe making an impulse purchase on Amazon. This is just about the same as a normal Friday. But that's just the thing, right? I mean, this pandemic has gone on so long. It's been such a surreal year that you probably didn't even think twice about how crazy it is to host an online event like this. In fact, you're probably about a minute away from when you normally start tuning out as Zoom calls. This is not a Zoom call, though, okay? Let's get that straight. This is a celebration. It's a demonstration of support and an appreciation, not for Rebuilding Together, but really for you. A celebration of you, our friends, our champions, our supporters, our neighbors, and especially our volunteers. As terrible as this year has been for so many of us, in one way, for us at least, it's been rather serendipitous. We had to postpone projects in the spring and ultimately pull the plug on our 30th annual National Rebuilding Day. And as companies planning to volunteer with us through the summer and fall had to put the kibosh on that idea, it became more obvious than ever, in case we needed any reminding, about how important each of you as individuals, individual supporters and volunteers are to everything that we do. Once the state went into lockdown, even though people were understandably afraid of reaching out for assistance, we started noticing that the calls we were getting were disproportionately more serious than pre-COVID. I mean, lots of plumbing issues, things like toilet leaks and no hot water and clogged bathtub drain lines, non-working sinks, lots of entry and egress issues, collapsing porches, ramp needs, rotted rails, and lately a lot of calls about leaking roofs. And I'm sure later this fall we'll get plenty of calls about furnaces not kicking on. Some of that really isn't all that unusual for a normal year, but these are the types of repairs that threaten people's abilities to protect themselves from COVID. And these are the type of repairs that frankly we couldn't do without you. I mean, can you imagine what kind of position you would have to be in, especially for so many of our neighbors who have underlying health conditions or other serious high-risk factors? Can you imagine how bad your home would have to be able to call somebody and risk asking strangers to come in and help fix it? So after we briefly suspended our programs in April, we turned to the people we know and trust, to our volunteers, to our own team, namely our AmeriCorps members, to start getting back out into homes. Our neighbors in need forced us to really think about their safety and the safety of our volunteers and staff in new ways. We put together safety protocols and health screening measures. We invested in PPE like KN95 masks, face shields, high quality gloves, disinfectants, hand sanitizers. I mean, anything and everything we could to protect people. And we started small, slowly working up to our first group project last month of 10 volunteers. And I'm thankful to say that in the course of working at 43 homes since May and dozens of house visits, not a single person has gotten infected while working with our organization. And moreover, those neighbors are now safer as they shelter in place, while also knowing that they're not isolated, that they haven't been forgotten or left to become some casualty in this pandemic. Our vision of safe and healthy homes and communities for everyone is more relevant than ever, but that certainly isn't the serendipitous part that I mentioned earlier. This is a quilt that longtime rebuilders Carol Ravano and Betsy Lane donated to our auction a few years ago. And on it are the Build t-shirts representing now 30 years of neighbors helping neighbors through our programs. I knew when they gave it to us that I had to win that auction so that it could stay in the organization. But these last 8 months have sparked a deeper reflection on why people have worn these shirts, on why it's so important to continue to do our work through this pandemic and in spite of the risks. It's become clear that how we do our work, using primarily volunteers, is also part of why we do our work. I mean, when you're able to connect with someone who could use your help, there are just such powerful health, happiness, and prosperity benefits to all involved. It's really a two-way exchange of sharing stories, opening up our lives, and building commonality, unity, and really a sense of togetherness. The challenges this pandemic has created and allowing us to be together have confirmed to us that it's not enough just to repair homes. In order to also revitalize communities and actually rebuild lives, the sharing of ourselves with other people and then with us is really an essential part of the equation. So thank you again for helping us celebrate and affirm our mission tonight, a mission that's built on you, on neighbors helping neighbors, or simply stated, on rebuilding together. Cheers. Back to you, Ian.
Thank you, Caleb, and cheers to you, although difficult for you to cheers right now since we haven't offered you a beverage yet. But really, so many people are giving you so much love and accolades. I just want you to know, Caleb, and maybe I'm sure you're watching, that people are saying you rock and that you're handsome enough to host a national news program and that you're great job and cheers and many amazing things. So we should offer Caleb a drink. I really think we should. And right now, you can make a final vote for we can offer him a beer or wine or a cocktail. Now it is $1 to vote, but the great thing about this election, unlike some other elections, is that you can actually legitimately vote as many times as you want. So if you put in $100, you can do 100 votes, and we will not look askance at you. In fact, we will be thrilled if you do that. So this is your final chance to help decide, or which beverage are we going to give to Caleb right now? Wine, beer, or cocktail? It's really up to all of us. Make a vote right now. And Caleb, I just want to be sure. I know you're at home. Are you okay with any of these possibilities? I mean, beer, wine, cocktail, it's okay?
I mean, Ian, come on. I hope there's no more twists like this tonight. But as long as I'm done with my part, like you said, I think we can manage this. I watched Brian earlier make the old fashioned, so I can do that. And I got some beer and wine on hand. So like you said, this is the only opportunity I'll probably have to get to drink at one of these. So let's do it.
Okay, all right. I'm so glad, because obviously in years past, you've needed to be, make sure that you were ready to talk to people during the entire event, and I understand. But so now, yes, your parts are done, and so we are going to offer you a beverage. And listen, I am going to give you all about 30 more seconds to vote on whether Caleb should have a beer or wine or a cocktail. And I mean, right now it looks like, Caleb, you're having a cocktail. I just want you to know. So I hope you've got that close by. But beer is not far behind. So if you want 20 seconds to make one final bid, I'll just tell you, nobody wants you to have wine, Caleb, or very few people. 5, or maybe it's one person. I don't know. I hope you're okay with that. So here's your last chance. You've only got 10 seconds to go to make a vote. If you want to make one more, whoa, Caleb, somebody's helping you out with a beer really quickly. I don't know what's going on. But if you want, okay, you still have 10 seconds to go. It looks like Katrina says Steve is helping out. If you want Caleb to have a cocktail, now is your moment. You got to let him know. Remember, you can put in any number of votes at the same time. It is that kind of election where you can just vote. All right, 5, 4, if you want to make one final bid on whether Caleb has beer or wine or a cocktail. 3, 2, 1, and all right, that's it. All the votes are in. Final vote. That is it. Sold. All right, Caleb, I have good news for you. I have very good news. It looks like all of us have decided that you should really have a cocktail. So, Caleb, are you ready to have a cocktail?
Oh man, old fashions all night. All right, here it is. I got it in hand. Cheers, everyone. Woo. And now that my night's going to be over, let me turn it over to our new development manager that many of you have had a chance to work with. She's done an awesome job putting this event together. Please welcome Kim Hubner. Kim? Kim?
Is it me already? Let me grab my beer. All right, now I'm ready. Hi, everyone. My name is Kim Hubner. I'm the development manager for Rebuilding Together Seattle. I'm so excited to be here with everyone tonight. I wish we could be together in person, but as an organization that focuses on home repairs that help improve the health and safety of our neighbors, I think we all understand how important that is in this particular moment in time. So even though it's virtual, we are still together, and that is the important part. And together is really, it's who we are, it's what we do, it's in our name. And in the short time that I've been here, I've been so impressed by the sense of togetherness and that sense of teamwork here at Rebuilding Together Seattle. I think when we are talking about the impact that we make for our neighbors, increasing their safety and independence, improving their physical and mental health, increasing their long-term economic security through our repair work, that's something that none of us can do on our own. But when we combine our efforts, we are making that happen. And so whether you donate your time as a volunteer or you do monetary or in-kind donations for us, the efforts of our staff and our board members and our AmeriCorps members, our funding partners, the businesses from our community that help support us. All of that matters. All of that makes a difference. So thank you all so much for being a part of that. I'm really excited. I'm also excited about tonight's program. We've got some really cool stuff happening tonight. We've got some games and prizes. We have the silent auction that has been happening all week. So hopefully you've gotten some bids in on some of that really cool stuff. We have our live auction that's happening tonight. So the big kind of excitement of that is on the horizon. And we'll also be hearing from some of our volunteers about that impact that we are making together. So thank you again so much for being part of this and for helping us to repair homes, revitalize communities, and rebuild lives. Cheers, everyone. Now, we'll turn it over to Ian. Ian? Ian, are you there? Ian?
Oh, what? Oh, I'm sorry. I was just doing a little rebuilding. Right, we have to continue with the gala. Okay. So, you know, when you're part of the rebuilding team, it's never a bad time to do it. What's happening now? Oh, well, there is another group that is so much a part of our rebuilding team. Our presenting funding partner, Clark Construction, and the Clark Lewis joint venture is one of the top construction companies in the country, and they have been working with Rebuilding Together since 2016, and we are so grateful for their support. They've built critical improvements, such as building ramps for homebound folks and helping one woman who hadn't been able to leave her house for 3 years. So we are so grateful to all of your help, for all of your support, Clark, and we just wanted to show you a little bit of the amazing work that our funding partner, Clark Construction, has been doing. So check this out. Thank you, Clark Construction. And if you want to give Clark a big round of applause, you can totally do it. We are so grateful. You know, we can't do it without our funding partners, and we're really grateful that they are with us and together with us, and that you're all here too. So we mentioned earlier that we were going to be having some games and prizes and surprises, and we're just about there. But I want to just give you one more party tip, which is this. You want to be live with us right at the live front edge of our live stream, because we're about to have our live auction as well. So you can hit refresh on YouTube or click on the little live down at the bottom, and it will make sure that you are right with us. And when you do that, also make sure that you are still on live chat. Because you don't want to be on top chat, you want to be on live chat, because we're about to play a game right here in our chat, and you will want to see everything in order to know if you have been successful. So it is game time here at Night to Rebuild, and here's how the game works. We are about to show you an emoji right here in our show, and the second person who correctly finds the emoji and puts it into the chat is going to win one of our Night to Rebuild party packs. Now, I know many of you were able to purchase party packs, but not everyone. And it includes beer and wine glasses, an RTS face mask, a tape measure, a level keychain, cookies, building blocks, you know, basically all the fun things that you need, like, oh, I mean, look, you can see all these great things. So if you would like to win one of our party game packs, our Night to Rebuild game packs, here's your chance. Simply be the second person to put this emoji into the chat. Are you ready? Can you find the hammer? The second person to put the hammer into the chat, you will be the winner, who will be the second person to find the hammer. And, oh, Katrina, Brian! Well done, Brian! You are Brian Glaister. You are the second person to put the hammer into the chat. So many people. Wow, everybody's got a hammer. A really good hammer is one of those really critical tools for doing some rebuilding. I mean, it's almost as important as a nice cordless drill. Yes, you're all playing. Don't worry, we're going to play some more. We're going to play this game more. There will be more prizes. You're doing it correctly. Yes, Joe and Kyle and Katrina, you're doing the great job. Very nicely done. And Patrick, if you scroll over onto the bottom of the screen where I'm talking, up will pop a bunch of little things, including that live thing that I was telling you about, and then you'll be able to do that. Okay, so we now want to introduce another one of our amazing volunteers. For the last 5 years, this person has been working with Rebuilding Together through our partnership with the Master Builders Association, and you've probably seen her volunteering on projects like the Open Volunteer Days and at past beer and wine tastings where she has been so gracious as to volunteer. She was also our 2018 Volunteer of the Year Award recipient. Would you please welcome the one and only Jen Trujillo. Jen, how are you? Welcome. We're so glad you're here.
Wow. Thank you, Ian. I'm so happy to be here with all of you doing some good stuff. My name is Jen Trujillo, and I started working with Rebuilding Together Seattle through Green Canopy Homes and the Master Builders Association in 2016 as a general volunteer. The first house I worked on was like a lot of the houses I've worked on since. The homeowner was an older widow with health issues and so many little things around her house in need of attention. Having worked in construction accounting for over 20 years in Seattle, I've picked up a few tools and done a few things around my own home. That first project made me realize how many of our elders are unable to manage a lot of simple work around the house. I think what touched me the most about that first project was how she was overwhelmed with gratitude. She really was so touched by the fact that Rebuilding Together Seattle cared enough to help her be safe and comfortable in the home that she had lived in for over 50 years. And most of us just took one day out of our lives to help someone in need. It was the first time I realized that I wanted to continue to be of service in my community, really for the rest of my life. It's so true that it takes a village to care for one another. All of the people that have worked and volunteered with Rebuilding Together Seattle over the years, all the people that will continue to do so into the future, and all of our generous donors and sponsors. With poverty in our country and our local communities continuing to rise in this pandemic, and with limitations on how we can help, our compassion and contributions must also rise if we are to assist our most vulnerable families this year and onward. So I implore you, please do what you can to help Rebuilding Together Seattle revitalize communities and rebuild lives. Be safe, be well, and thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Jen, and for all of your work. And, you mentioned that you just picked up some tools to help Rebuilding Together Seattle. And I see that you're currently holding your axe. And we're hoping that you might stick around because we would love for you to play something for us. And I think you agreed that you would do that. So a little bit later, we're going to come back. Don't go anywhere. And I know that Jen said she'd be willing to do a little song for us. But first, Jen, I have to tell people about our live auction, which is why I'm not going to ask you to play right this second, if that's okay. Because it is time for our live auction. And I will tell you that the live auction is going to happen just a little bit differently this year than in previous years because we are gathering in a little bit of a different way. However, it is an actual live auction, and I can tell you that right now, David is currently in the lead on that first item, and I can tell you that the Sunset Boat Tour is going to Meredith, and James, you've got that bird's eye view, and T. Scott, you've got the Roslyn Ridge, and if we refresh that one, you're going to see some other amazing things on that particular. Some of these items right here need to be refreshed. I'll just tell you what. And so also, while you are looking at the live auction, and our first round of live auction items, and we're going to do our live auction in rounds. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4 will all close simultaneously. You'll be bidding on those items simultaneously. So while you are looking to make sure that you have made a bid on those items, I also just want to make a little mention of our wine frenzy. Now, I mentioned earlier tonight when the wine frenzy opened, but we have incredible, delicious wine, a whole bunch of it, and we would love for you to have some of it before the night is over. So I can see that many people have found the wine frenzy, and you're going to want to bid on those as well, because we're going to close that down in just a little bit later this evening. Okay, are you ready for our first round of live auction items? I want to tell you that it is going to go quickly, so you are going to want to potentially use that auto bid feature. If you set your auto bid high, then it will outbid others for you. Are you ready? Here we go. In our first round of live auction items, it includes the RTS Board Saturday wines. These are wines that you might drink on a Saturday or on any day that feels right. But they're kind of like a little bit fancier wines, and we really want to thank the board. And the Sunset Boat Tour, you could bid on this. Or the Bird's Eye View Tour. Larry, you are currently the top bidder on that one. And the Roslyn Ridge Retreat, which is currently going to T. Scott. Now, you only have 2 minutes to go on all 4 of these live auction items. Items 1, 2, 3, and 4. So if you want the Saturday Night Wines, if you want the boat tour, if you want the Bird's Eye View, if you want Roslyn Ridge, you got to bid right now, because David's currently in the lead and he really wants to take, and David, I know you're coming to talk to us in a little bit, but first he's bidding. And if you want, Meredith is currently going on the Sunset Boat Tour. Larry's got the Bird's Eye View, and T. Scott's got Roslyn Ridge, but you've got 90 seconds to go. If you want to make a bid right now, would be, oh, Jennifer just got in on that Roslyn Ridge. I'm really sorry, T. Scott. You're no longer the top bidder. You might want to come back and check it out. You've only got 1 minute remaining to make a bid. David, you are sitting pretty on the Saturday night. Jennifer jumps back in on Roslyn Ridge. Larry, you're doing well on the Bird's Eye View. And Meredith has got that Sunset Tour. David, you're in fine shape on the RTS Saturday Night Wines, but people have just under a minute remaining. Jennifer, you're doing great. Gail just jumps in on the Bird's Eye View. Oh, that sounds fantastic. David, you're still fine. Meredith is on got the Sunset Tour. You've got 45 seconds remaining. Jennifer's got that Roslyn Ridge. Oh, Jeanette now wants the Roslyn Ridge Retreat. Sorry, Jennifer. No longer yours. Gail, you've got number 3. Meredith, you've got number 2. David, sitting pretty on number 1. David, I think the wine might be yours, although I can't promise anything because we have 30 seconds to go. If you'd like to make a bid on items 1, 2, James has the Bird's Eye View. Nicely done, James. And Meredith, you've got, oh, T. Scott comes back for the Roslyn Ridge. T. Scott just jumped in. If you want to go to Roslyn Ridge, now's your moment. Remember, set your auto bid and then you might be able to get on top. If you want, you only got 20 seconds remaining in our first round of Kristen, you're on top with those Saturday Night Wines. David, I'm so sorry. Kristen, but we are so appreciative because you're helping support Rebuilding Together Seattle. And you've only got 15 seconds remaining. Kyle, you've got Bird's Eye View. T. Scott, you've got Roslyn Ridge. David, you've got, oh, David came back for the wine. Okay, David, you've got it. Meredith, you're on the boat tour. Gail just jumps in on the Bird's Eye View. Jennifer came back for Roslyn Ridge. David's on top with the wines. You've got 10 seconds to go. Final opportunity to make a bid. We've got David going with the wines. Meredith with Sunset Tour. Oh, T. Scott came back for Roslyn Ridge. Very nicely bid. And Gail, you've got the Bird's Eye View. You've got 9, 8, 7, final opportunity. We've got David with the wine. Meredith, oh, Kyle wants the Bird's Eye View. You've got 7 seconds to go. T. Scott's got Roslyn Ridge. Kyle, you've got Bird's Eye View. You've got 6, 5, 4, very last. Oh, Jennifer just jumped in, and Kristen came back for the wine. David, I'm going to give you one last chance to make a bid. Kristen's got the wine. David, if you want, you better do it quickly because you've only got 4 seconds. Is it the longest 4 seconds of your whole life? Yes, because we're trying to raise money for Rebuilding Together Seattle. Jennifer, you've got number 4, and Kyle, you've got number 3, and Kristen, you've got the wine. You've got 3 seconds to go. Meredith, oh, David, he's got the wine. He came back. And Jennifer, you're doing great on Roslyn Ridge. You've got only 2 seconds remaining. Now would be a very good time to bid rapidly with your thumbs. I really encourage you. And Kyle, you've got number 3. Oh, T. Scott came back for Roslyn Ridge. David, you're still got the wine. Don't worry. And we've only got 1 second remaining. Make your final bids. David's got the wine. Meredith has the boat tour. Kyle's got Bird's Eye View. Whoa, David just jumped up on the wine. And T. Scott, you've got Roslyn Ridge. Very last opportunity. And sold! Our first round of live auction items have been sold. Woo! Congratulations. Nicely done. David, Well done. You were successful. I know it took fortitude and effort. And Meredith, congratulations on the boat tour. Kyle, thank you on the bird's eye view. And I do want to just let everybody know there's another bird's eye view coming up. So if you're interested, and T. Scott, well done on Roslyn Ridge. Thank you. Congratulations to all of you. So now you see how our live auction works. And I just want to remind you that all of the live auction items are open right now, and you can make bids on any of the remaining live auction items. And if you do want something, I highly encourage that you make a bid now, because then it will be much easier for you to continue to bid on that item when it gets fast and furious. Okay, while you are thinking about other live auction items, we are going to play another game time game. Are you ready? This time, the prize is going to be a Night to Rebuild party pack. The same type of party pack that we gave away last time that others wanted but were unsuccessful in getting. And this is how we're going to do it this time. This time it will be the 5th person to place the correct emoji into the chat. Are you ready? We've already explained the game. So who will find this emoji? Be the 5th person to find this emoji. If you can do it, you will be the one to get the party pack. Are you? Oh, it's the wrench. Who can find the wrench? But you have to be the 5th person to find the wrench. Are you ready to do it? I want to see who can find it. We're rolling the dice. And anybody's going to be... Oh, Brian. Nicely done. Brian finds it again. Carol, 3rd. 4th goes to Tiffany. E.G. Waterboy. You are the 5th. I don't know who you are. Whoa, so many wrenches. Everybody in this crowd has a wrench. E.G. Waterboy. Please reach out and tell us your real name so that we can actually give you your prize. And you can, if you want to remain anonymous, that's totally fine. Just email us at info and explain to us the E.G. Waterboy and who you are, and we will get that to you. Oh, Ed and Anna. Oh, hi. Okay, great. Well, wonderful. Ed and Anna Sarah, we're so glad you're here. And thank you for playing, and congratulations. Now, I also, while you are, I know there's a lot happening right now, but it's sort of like if we were all together at Mohi and many things were happening at once. We would like to remind you about the wine frenzy, and thank you. We're glad that you're having fun. We're having fun too. It's a party. We're all together. That's the whole idea. So if you would like, yes, we're going to. Right now, in fact, we're going to play some more. If you would like to be successful in purchasing wine, I highly recommend you check out the Wine Frenzy, because each of the items in the Wine Frenzy only has 3 possible bids. You can only make 1, 2, or the 3rd bid, and if you make that 3rd bid, it's yours. It's buy it now. So if you want some wine, go check it out, because people are buying the wine quick. Now is your moment to go and purchase some of the wine. I also just want to remind you quickly about our Zoom backgrounds. If you want the green or the blue, make sure you make a vote, because we're going to be closing that down in just a few minutes. Okay, while you're doing all of those things, don't forget about the live auction, because it is time for our 2nd round of live auction items. Items 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I can tell you that people have found these items. They include Great Wolf Lodge, the Skyscraper Tour, where you get to go to a half-built skyscraper and be very safe. But I know many of you know how to be safe on half-built skyscrapers. You could go sailing on Puget Sound, or a Palm Desert getaway, which, I mean, today was beautiful, but in like a month when it's really cold, you're gonna wanna go to Palm Desert. Thank you so much, Isaac. I'm very grateful. So here we go. If you would like Great Wolf, or Skyscraper Tour, or Puget Sound sailing trip, or the Palm Desert getaway, you can see that people are bidding, and now you have 2 minutes to go. Thank you, Brian. 2 minutes remaining. Here we go. If you would like to make a bid, Ed, you are currently in the lead on the Great Wolf. I don't know if you have children in your life or not, but any child will be your best friend ever if you buy the Great Wolf Lodge package. And if you don't know any children, that's fine. It's fun for adults too. Skyscraper Tour is going to Isaac. Oh, Isaac, where are you? There, he's in the chat. He's in the live auction. And Travis, you've got the Puget Sound sailing trip. Dean, you've got the Palm Desert getaway, but you only have 90 seconds to bid. Right now, I encourage you to use auto bid, because if you use the next 90 seconds to set your auto bid high, then at the very last moment, the auto bid will outbid everyone who is using their thumbs for you, and then you will be successful. Or you can spend the next 90 seconds bidding very quickly with your thumbs, or you can do both of those things. All right, you only have 1 minute remaining. This is your last opportunity. Great Wolf is going to Ed, and Isaac, you've got Skyscraper, and Travis, you've got sailing, and Dean, you're going to Palm Desert, and this is your final opportunity to make a bid. If you'd like to go to Palm Desert, or if you'd like to go sailing, or to the top of a skyscraper. Or if you want to go to Great Wolf, make a bid right now in the next 45 seconds. We've got Travis going to Puget Sound. We've got Isaac on the skyscraper. Ed's got Great Wolf. Dean, you're sitting pretty on Palm Desert. This is your final opportunity. You only have 20 seconds remaining. Dean, you're going to be in the sun, all lovely in the sun. And Travis, you're going to be with the wind in your hair. And Isaac, you're also going to have wind in your hair because it's a half-built building. And Ed, you're going to have the Great Wolf Lodge, which is more like water in your hair. Whoa, Larry just jumped in on Palm Desert. Dean, I'm so sorry. You're going to want to come back. Travis, nicely done on that Puget Sound sailing trip. Isaac, you've got the skyscraper still. Gary's got Great Wolf Lodge. He wants the water in his hair. Nicely done. And now you've only got 20 seconds remaining. Final opportunity. Larry's on Palm Desert. Travis has got Puget Sound. Isaac, you've got the skyscraper. You're sitting pretty somewhere up high. Gary's got Great Wolf Lodge. If you want to make a bid, this is your final chance with these last 20 seconds to go. We've got very, very little time. Travis, Larry, Isaac, Gary, and now only 15 seconds remaining to make one more bid. Dean, I just want to invite you because Larry's going to be sitting in Palm Desert and you might be wishing that it was you. I mean, just an idea. And now we've got, Larry's got the Palm Desert. Travis, you've got Puget Sound. Isaac's got the skyscraper. And Isaac still has the skyscraper because somebody is trying to outbid him and Isaac's auto bid is set higher. All you have to do is find out where Isaac's auto bid stops and then you will be the top bidder. But in order to do that, you have to keep bidding. That's what's going to happen. And you've only got 10 seconds to go. Ed, you're still got Great Wolf Lodge. Isaac, somebody's trying to outbid Isaac, but his auto bid is kicking in. I can tell you, Travis has got Puget Sound. Larry's got Palm Desert. Betsy, it's Tim and Betsy who want to go to the skyscraper. I see what's happening. Oh, I'm very sorry, Isaac, you might want to come back. And Ed, you've got Great Wolf. And Betsy and Tim, you've got the skyscraper. And Travis, you've got Puget Sound. Larry, you've got Palm Desert. And you've only got 5 seconds to go. This is your final opportunity in our second round of live auction items. You've got 5 seconds. Larry and Travis and Betsy and Tim and Ed. They're still going at it. And I can see that people's auto bids are now working against each other, which is, of course, working for Rebuilding Together Seattle. It's exactly what we were planning, so congratulations. And now, Larry, you're doing very well in these last 5 seconds. And yes, it's still 5 seconds because you're all bidding aggressively, and I'm going to give you time to do that. And so, Larry, you've got only 5 seconds. Travis, well done. Isaac, Isaac came back for the skyscraper. I'm sorry to the lanes. And Jacob, Jacob's now got Great Wolf Lodge. Very nicely bid. And you've got 4 seconds to go. And this is your last chance because we have to keep going with this evening because there are other things to do. Larry, you've got Palm Desert. Travis, you've got Puget Sound. Isaac, you've got the skyscraper. Jacob, you've got Great Wolf. And now you've got 3. You've got 2. You've got, Isaac came back for the skyscraper. 1 second to go and sold. Congratulations to our top bidders. Great Wolf Lodge. Jacob, enjoy. Isaac, you were successful on the skyscraper tour. Travis, nicely done on Puget Sound. Larry, going to Palm Desert. I'm very jealous. That sounds lovely. Congratulations to all of you. Now, don't worry, because we're going to play one more time. Because it is time, we're just going to go right in to our next, and these are our final live auction items of the evening. So if you would like item 9 or 10 or 11 or 12, which is the Suncadia Executive Getaway, or wake surfing, or the Bird's Eye View Tour number 2 with a different restaurant. Weeks are 2 for 2. Okay, yes. You are. Well done. And, or if you would like the cocktail cruise, then here's your chance. Are you ready? You have 2 minutes to go. If you would like to make a bid on 9, 10, 11, or 12, this is your final opportunity to do it. Suncadia, Larry, you are the top bidder. Kevin, you're doing the wake surfing. Ed, you've got the bird's eye view. And James, you've got the cocktail cruise. This is your last chance to make a bid. James, Ed, Kevin, and Larry, everybody's doing very well. You've got 90 seconds remaining. This is it. And Larry, at 2,900, if anybody wants to go to 3,000, I just want to point out that this is the 30th anniversary of Rebuilding Together Seattle. And if you bid one more time, then you will be at 3,000 in honor of 30 years. I mean, maybe a nice number. And then you've got Kevin doing wake surfing, and you've got Ed, you've got bird's eye view, and James just jumped in on the cocktail cruise, and you've only got 1 minute to go. This is your last chance, and we got to do this a little bit more quickly because I'll tell you what, we have more things to do. Jen is still standing there hoping that we're going to ask her to play a song. And 3,100 goes to Sarah. Congratulations. And you've only got 45 seconds to go. Kevin, you've got the wake surfing. Ed, you've got the bird's eye view. James has got the cocktail cruise, and you've only got 30 seconds remaining. remaining. Last chance. Sarah's got the Suncadia. Kevin's got wake surfing. And Ed, you've got bird's eye view. James, you've got the cocktail cruise. You've got 20 seconds to go. You got to make quick bids now. James, Kevin comes in on the wake surfing. And Sarah, you've got Suncadia. James, you've got that cocktail cruise. You've got 20 seconds to go. Final opportunity to make a bid. And Ed, you're doing well. Kevin, Sarah, Kristen just comes in on the cocktail. Alex, you've got bird's eye view. Stacy on wake surfing. And Sarah, you're doing well, but you only have 10 seconds remaining. You've got 9. You've got 8. You've got 7. Make one more bid. Ed, you did. You've got 6. Kevin, you're doing well. You've got 5. 4. Kristen, nicely done. Ed on bird's eye view. 4. 3. Last chance. Sarah, you're in great. Oh, Sarah's still doing well. 2. 1 and sold. Congratulations, Sarah. Nicely bid. Kevin, congratulations. Ed, we are so grateful. And Kristen, nicely done. Whoa. Thank you all for such an amazing live auction. And hey, Caleb, can you believe what is happening right now? I mean, look at all this amazing generosity and people are bidding. Caleb, are you still there?
Ian, come on, man. You can't do that to me. You caught me with both drinks. You know I couldn't let these go to waste. Good thing I have my nice socks on. Look, Ian, the volunteers are the lifeblood of our organization. They really deserve an Ian Lindsay introduction. Can you please introduce our amazing volunteers?
I would be more than happy to, Caleb. And I mean, I am glad you have your nice socks on. And I'll just say Kelly was noticing the double fisting, but again, this is the opportunity to just be at home and relax. And we're so glad that you are. Before I introduce our next volunteer that I have the pleasure of introducing, I just want to remind everyone that it is your support that makes Rebuilding Together work. And if you can make a contribution to help this work, to help our friends and neighbors be safe and healthy in their homes, we would love if you could do that, and we invite you to do it. And I just want to show you, some people have already been being so generous. Right here, we are building this house together. We are filling it up with so much love, and so many of you, $40,000. We have this huge goal of $75,000, and so many people, thank you, Douglas, are helping us out. And if you could help us with one of these gifts, like $3,000 or $2,000 or $1,000 or $500 or $300 or $100 or $50, I know you can see them, but I want to say them, or $30, we would be so grateful. And I'm sure you noticed that there are quite a lot of 3s and 30s in there because this is our 30th anniversary. And if you could contribute $3,000 or $300 or $30 in honor of these 30 years of Rebuilding Together Seattle, we would be so grateful. And your friends and neighbors would be so grateful. I also have some amazingly great news, which is that we have a match this evening at the $300 level. Our very, very good friends, Dan and Jeannie Blair, and Mark Hall and Patricia Angel are matching, they have agreed to match 15 gifts of $300 to help us fill that house up, to just fill the house with love, and with all of your love and support, we can do it. So if we could take them up on this 30-year match, and we want to thank the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation for 2, but if anybody could help us, we are really hoping that 15 of you might contribute $300, and then Dan and Jeannie and Mark and Patricia will match it, and that will be $9,000 total. So if you could consider making any kind of gift, any one of these gifts, we ask you to do so. And while you're thinking about, the biggest possible generous gift that you might be willing to do, I want to introduce one more amazing volunteer. This person has been working with RTS for the last 10 years, and he has led and supported numerous projects, including being on our program committee where he redesigned the Safe at Home program in 2014. He was our 2013 Volunteer of the Year. During the day, he is a professor of embryonic development at the University of Washington. Would you please welcome longtime RTS supporter, friend, Professor David Kimmelman. David, welcome. How are you?
Thank you, Ian. It's really a great pleasure for me to have a chance to talk to all of you, because I think Rebuilding Together Seattle is just an amazing organization. So I came to Seattle about 30 years ago, and I bought this really broken down old house in the Wallingford neighborhood, a 100-year-old house that was in desperately poor shape. And I started remodeling it, tearing it down to the studs, doing one room at a time. But after about 20 years, I'd gotten most of it done, and my very tolerant and long-suffering wife couldn't stand to see another room demolished. And so I felt like I had all these skills and a whole basement full of tools that I wanted to do something with. But my job, as Ian mentioned, is pretty demanding, and it was really hard to find an organization where I could contribute to. And one day I saw about Rebuilding Together Seattle online, and when I went to their office, they told me they were just starting up this new program called Safe at Home, which was really perfect for me because it allows me to work on my own. So you know about the big rebuilding days where people come together and everyone works for one day on a house. But this is a program where I can work on my own. Because I work about 5.5 days a week, I'll spend my Sunday afternoons going to someone's house over and over again, often for 2 or 3 months. And it's really nice, actually, because I get to see the people for quite some time. And sometimes I do a bunch of small projects, sometimes a large project. But what I really like about the whole Rebuilding Together, and I think maybe this doesn't come out, is it's not just about the physical repairs. I mean, the physical repairs are really important, of course, but it's the way people feel better about their lives. And I've seen this over and over in the projects we've done with people, that they realize that both the volunteers and the donors really care, and it makes people feel better. So I could tell you, for example, about some older people, for example, who were scared to walk down the stairs in their house, but because I could add a handrail, they now suddenly felt secure walking down the stairs of their house. Or one gentleman not too far from my house, actually, who's literally terrified to walk out the front and back stairs of his house because they were on the verge of collapse. And because I could rebuild those with money from the donors, he now suddenly felt safe going out his house. But the example I want to give you is one that actually happened twice. And it really exemplifies to me what's so great about Rebuilding Together. So this was like two women, separate houses, where there were older houses, and it had overhead lighting, a single overhead lighting in their dining room, and the lighting wasn't working. And so they couldn't use their dining room at all because there was no lighting. And in one case, a woman had just turned it into a storage place. And they were both really bummed out that they couldn't use the dining room. One of the women actually got an electrician to give a bid, and he told her it was going to be a minimum of $1,000, complete new wiring job, which of course she couldn't afford at all. And in both cases, it literally took me 10 minutes and a $3 switch from the hardware store to restore the lighting. And the joy they felt, not just because the lighting was there, but that someone really cared, both me doing the work and the people providing the money. It was just really indescribable. So like you, so I'm a volunteer, but like you, I'm also a significant donor to Rebuilding Together because I believe in this organization so much. And one of the things that's really great about it is how much we do with so little money. So the budget I have is normally about $500. Sometimes it'll go up to $1,000, but if you've ever done any remodeling, you know this is just peanuts. And it's amazing what we can do. So you'd be impressed what a great job you can, bookshelf you can make for using Home Depot 2x4s if you take the time to kind of mill the wood a lot. And that's just typical of what we do. So I really value how much we get done with such a small amount of money. And always when I'm doing these projects, I really appreciate the donors, all of you, all of us who contribute, because without all the contributions, without people willing to put out the money, none of this would happen. So I really want to thank all of you for all of the efforts you make in helping to make this happen. Thank you.
Thank you so much, David, for sharing those stories and for all of your work. And, you know, like you were saying, just the simple thing of having light in your house. I mean, it's not such a simple thing, because when you have light in your house, of course, you can do so many things in that space. And at Rebuilding Together Seattle, we are able to leverage your contributions. For every dollar that we receive, we're able to invest $4 of market value into homes of our friends and neighbors. And so many of you are helping us. And I can say that already 6 people have helped us at $300. So we're still looking for 7 more gifts of $300 to reach that 30-year match from our great friends Dan and Jeannie and Mark and Patricia. And if you could do it, we would be so, so grateful if you could help us with 300 or 3,000 is also. Sylvia, thank you so, so much for your contribution of $300. We're so, so grateful. Really, really thank you. And your contributions, they help us preserve our community. They help us solve our region's housing and healthcare issues. The simple act of keeping someone safe and healthy in their home has a ripple effect both for that person and for all of us in the community. So if you can support us right now, we would be so, so grateful. Please consider, and Ed, thank you. At $300, thank you. And Gail, thank you. Hi, Gail, it's so nice to see you. Thank you so much for your incredible generosity. And Megan, thank you so much. And we're already at $44,698. Thank you so much. And I know that there are, there's more funds coming in. And August, thank you so much for your incredible generosity. We're so, so grateful. If you can do it. And Carol, thank you. Oh my gosh, and we just put in our live auction. We're at $60,000 raised towards our $75,000 goal. Please, if you can help us, we would love to continue and fill this house up. It's filling up. And the great thing about this thermometer is that there's never too much love, right? You can always put in more love. James, at $600, I'm thinking that you gave $300 twice. So we are so, so grateful for and Sylvia, thank you again for helping us reach that 30-year goal. And if you can do it, we would be so, all of you, so, so grateful. Clark Construction helping us with that huge gift. And I can see that Dean also, I think, helping us with 2 gifts of $300. I'm just going to claim that all $600 gifts are 2 gifts of $300 because that way we get to have more of our match. We want to do it that way. So thank you for all of your incredible generosity. And we're at 13 gifts of $300. If we could get 2 more, that would be all 15. Are there 2 more people who might be able to help us with 300 more dollars? If you could do it, then we would have all 15, and we will just tell our amazing friends Dan and Jeannie and Mark and Patricia that we're going to claim all of their amazing generosity. Yeah, all 15 of you have helped us with $300. Thank you. We are so, so grateful. We're really appreciate it. And so thank you. And you can continue to give. It's okay. Judy, thank you so much. I just want to say, Judy Brunson has been helping RTS with doing the cashiering at our wine and beer auction for many years. You probably would recognize her. She's usually there at Mohi behind the counter. Thank you, Judy, for your generosity to RTS. We are so, so grateful. And okay, so now, as you are all being so generous, we want to play one more game. And thank you to this anonymous person. We are so, so grateful. And we want to play one more game time. Are you ready? I know you're all being so, so generous. And we are at $68,598. We are so excited. But here, we're going to give away one more of our amazing party packs. And this time, it is going to be to the 4th person who can put this emoji into the chat. Here we go. Game time. Let's do it. 4th person. Who will find, who will find the toolbox? 4th person to do it. TSP wants to be that person. Who can find the toolbox and be the 4th one to do it? Tiffany, you're number 1. Very nicely played, but you got to be number 4. And Natalie, number 2. Kyle, toolbox. Joe, you're 3. Mary is number 4 and 5. I see how that works. Mary, nicely done. And so many toolboxes. Please bring your toolbox and support Rebuilding Together Seattle, because that is how we get it done. All right, can we just see how we are doing on our thermometer one more time? We're at $68,598. Thank you, Michelle, for your amazing generosity. We are so, so grateful. And we do have to do one more thing. Now, I want to tell you, Gus, thank you so much. No, Kathleen, not to pull teeth. This is to help people rebuild their houses. It's a little different. I want to remind all of you that our Raise the Paddle is actually going to stay open. We are going to accept love. We are going to build this house with more people until Sunday at 9 p.m. So if you know someone who wasn't able to be here this evening or who might want to make a contribution to Rebuilding Together, would you please invite them to come and make a contribution? You can share the link with them, send them to our website until Sunday at 9, because we'd really like to reach that full goal of $75,000. So while you are thinking about that, I also want to point your attention back to the wine frenzy for 1 more minute, because in 1 minute, we are going to sell all of the wine frenzy items simultaneously. All the wine in the next 1 minute. Okay, you can make one more bid. You've got 45 seconds to go. This is your last chance. I know you're quickly going back to the wine frenzy and finding it. All the entire wine frenzy, all the wine. And I can see many people are going to be very happy because they've got delicious wine. And it's, yes, it's, okay, you can make a bid right now in 30 seconds. It's if you want, you have 30 seconds to go on all the wine. And this is your last chance. So make one more bid on the wine. You've got 20 seconds. Last chance to go. 20 seconds on all the wine. I can't tell you all the people. Oh my gosh, and we are doing, thank you, Sarah. Thank you for your generosity in our Raise the Paddle. Your love is so much appreciated. We're at $71,000. Okay, I'm going to count it down. 10 seconds to go for the wine frenzy. Are you ready? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Make one last bid. 4, 3, 2, 1, and sold! All of the wine frenzy has been sold. That is all the wine. We are so grateful to all of you who are helping with our wine frenzy. And before we say thank you a few final times, because we can never tell you enough how grateful we are, and we want to just remind you that we need both your financial support, as you have been so generous with this evening, and thank you, Chris, but also we need your support. Please come to our website and learn about our programs. Come to rtsseattle.org. Please just volunteer with us. We need volunteers who have, skills and who know how to, fix things with tools. Or we need people who maybe just want to learn. We will help train you with skills on some of our big work days. Yes, skills that kills. That's right. And also, if you would consider making an ongoing monthly donation to RTS, you know how important it is to have regular contributions coming in so that we can plan and make financial plans. We would be so grateful for that. So our silent auction will close tonight at 9 o'clock. So it's still open. You can still bid in our silent auction. As I mentioned, the Raise the Paddle will close on Sunday at 9. Please invite people. And now we have to go back to the one person standing by with a very important tool. Because Jen, I'm hoping you're still there. I know I kind of made you wait a long time. As we send you off into the evening, Jen, would you be willing to play a song for all of us? I hope that you will. And thank you all. Have a wonderful night. Jen Trujillo, we'd love to hear. Please, would you play us a song?
Now I'm going to play you a little song called Minivan Mom that I wrote many years ago when I was in a band called the Kegels. When my son started preschool, all the moms were just like me. Only one kid and a Subaru Legacy. But something strange happened when along comes kid number 2. I was initiated into a whole new groove. I'm minivan mom, I'm in the car all day long. And when I'm home, I'm on the phone. I'm minivan mom, woohoo! Well, we swoop into preschool, all in the line, drop off the kiddies in the nick of time, then scatter in all directions like the Blue Angels do, reconvene later at 12:32. We're minivan moms, we're on the road all day long. We're at the drive-through espresso stand, on the way to Breakville, practice with the band. Gotta practice for the band. Well, the band's the right tool for the job that I have. Holds all the gear for my kids and my man. It's like a house on wheels with everything that we need, except for pot to piss in. Uh-oh, who feed? I'm a minivan mom. I'm driving hard all day long. drive through lane at KFC. Thank God the Colonel's got popcorn chicken for me. Thank God. Well, my husband dubbed her the emasculation van, with a drawer for his testicles and a holder for his can. But he takes the wheel dutifully when I'm off duty too. See him a flight, science center, golf range or the zoo. He's a minivan dad. He's a minivan dad. He's looking sharp and hot and oh so rad. But when he's done, he's on the run. Back to the Subaru, thank you very much. We're minivan moms. We're minivan moms. We're on the road all day long. When we're home, we're on the phone. We're minivan moms. Minivan moms.
Jen, thank you so much for being a minivan mom, for being a rebuilder with all of us. And I have such amazing news, Jen. We have reached $75,823 in our amazing house of love. It is your love that has built and is filling up this house, and we are so, so grateful. Yes, exactly. Kim, Alex, Gary, Sam, it is amazing. Yes, you can just... I hope you're all at home jumping around and enjoying. And Caleb, I hope you haven't spilled any of those drinks on you with your feet up. Thank you for your incredible generosity. And I just want to remind everyone that our silent auction is still open until 9 o'clock tonight. And the paddle raise is still open until Sunday. The other thing, and I forgot to mention it earlier, our party boxes are still available. If you want to order the party boxes that have those really great RTS face masks and the beer and wine cups and all of that fun swag, please buy a party box so that you can show off your support for Rebuilding Together Seattle. $75,823. You are all so, so amazing. Thank you for being here. We will see you next time at our Night to Rebuild, one way or the other. Have a wonderful, wonderful evening and good night.